Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Mandy, and welcome to my channel about cross stitch. If you are new here, thank you so much for checking me out. I hope you enjoy what you see and maybe stick around. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for all of your support. Really, really appreciate it. We got my amazing cat Stitches. She is currently on the other end of the couch, and I was trying to get her to come sit up here just so that she'd be sitting there. Of course not. And that's when she decided it was time to start chasing our tail. So she cracks me up. If you are new here, I have a black cat named Stitches, and with as goofy as she is, keep an eye on the back of my couch because she probably will at some point just start running back and forth. That seems to be a thing that she likes to do, that she'll go running that way. And this way we've got a really nice big cat tower, which she currently jumped up to the top of it. So she kind of does this whole roundabout thing of, you know, running through the apartment up and across the couch to jump over to her cat tree. So she likes to steal the show each week. So, or every couple of weeks, I guess it's been. I hope everyone has had a great couple of weeks. I know it's been, I seem to be on this every 2-week scheduling kick right now. I don't know. I feel like maybe I've only stitched on a couple of pieces through the week and haven't really necessarily had a whole lot to share to be on a weekly filming schedule. And so, I don't know, every 2 weeks seems to be fitting. Working out well enough for me at the moment. So, I've got some fun stuff to share today. At least I think it's fun. I've really enjoyed the progress that I've gotten this week on the whips that I have, and then got a couple new starts. So we are going to dive right into it, shall we? So for the month of March, we've got a bunch of birthdays this month, it seems, and Michelle over at Bendy Stitchy and Erin Two Martini Stitcher have decided to host a birthday sale to stitch all the Quirky Quakers from Deanna from Darling and Whimsy Designs. I freaking adore these things. I've got 3 previously finished, and so a couple weeks ago I was on a Sunday evening, I sat down with all of my fancy flosses and went through all of the charts and kitted them up. And so I'm basically just at this moment, or at the time, for the time being, using kind of one bigger piece of material, and then I'll cut them down to most likely just put another page in my, or 2 or 3, depending on how many of these I can get finished, in my stitching journal. And so I got all kinds of flosses together. I made a list so that I wouldn't forget what I was doing. I've even switched things up already since then, but this has been so much fun. So because I have so many to stitch yet, I think I figured out that I had 10 remaining to stitch that I have owned, that I own the patterns for. There's like 3 or 4 that I have not yet purchased, and they may end up in my stash before the end of the month. I don't know. We'll see. I've got plenty to stitch for the time being. And I've got 2 done. So I decided to spin a wheel. So I did a Tiny Decisions app wheel to put them all and let the wheel spin decide, because like I said, I've got 10 of them kitted up. How in the world am I going to decide which one to stitch next? So I came up with the Tiny Decisions wheel to help make up my mind. So I have this nice big piece of gray Aida. This was actually part of haul that I had from last week. Last Saturday, I, on a very quick whim, decided to go check out a sort of local to me stitching shop. I mean, it was only less than half an hour drive away from me. We'll get into that in a little bit. So I bought the piece of material there and then decided it was going to be a good piece because especially these first 2 have a lot of white in them, and so I wanted something that would make white pop. So we'll go ahead and bring these 2. So I've got the penguin. That was the first one that I did for the wheel, and then last night I got the Yeti done. Oh my goodness. These are so cute. So the Yeti, excuse me, the Yeti you will find in, she's got a 3-pack sold of mythical creatures, and so it comes with a unicorn, Loch Ness, and Sasquatch. But then there's a bonus color configuration to do Yeti, and so that's what I've done. These are all completely colors that I've come up with, you know, just from going through my fancy flosses and everything. Overdyed. When I say fancy floss, I just mean like the overdyed Color and Cotton, Leo and Roxy, you know, some of those kind of things. I do have the colors now for the owl that are actually going to be called for. That was, again, part of the haul that I had last week, that going through the shop, I decided the owl has such variegated colors that I decided to stitches. Sorry about that. She's playing with the cord for my ring light. So I didn't want her to knock anything over. So yeah, I've got the colors called for the owl, but otherwise I went through all of my hand-dyed flosses to come up with my own conversions. So we'll go through the owl. I'm sorry, this is the penguin, not an owl. It's just not gonna, I don't know if it's showing up very well, but I decided to, last minute, to use white etoile for the penguin because, hello, ice, snow, sparkly. So the black is Leo and Roxy Vamp, the white is Etoile, and the beak and feet are in Gentle Art Bittersweet, which Bittersweet was purchased for the owl, and it turned out to be the absolute perfect orange pop of color for that. So I didn't pull back out the Etoile. That's still in the floss box. But here's the colors for, so I wish this stitched up differently. Vamp from Leo and Roxy. There is actually a hint of purple. So I don't know that that's actually really going to come through, but there are definitely some hints of purple throughout, and it didn't stitch up that way. It really just looks black, so it looks really cool. I can see it in person on the skein, but I don't know that I can really see, maybe a little bit in the body of the penguin. Again, I don't know that that's actually going to come through on camera. If you look real closely, you can see there's kind of stripey a little bit, and that's because that is a hand-dyed black with a touch of purple. And then I used Bittersweet from Gentle Art. You can see just the change in colors of that. So because there's only so few stitches, you're not really going to see so much of the variegation, but I did the orange last for this, and it just gave that pop of color that it just absolutely made it perfect. So that was so adorable. This needle minder I actually got from Deanna in her shop. I don't know if she still has it available or not. She sold a pack deal of the Seahorse Quirky Quaker, like a paper pattern, printed on really nice cardstock. You got a needle minder and a Bags Plus flip that fits the larger tags for hand-dyed flosses. So that's where that came from. I figured that was going to be perfect for this project since I got it from her. Okay, so colors real quick onto the Yeti. I did not exactly do one-for-one conversion in terms of the floss colors, like following the symbols, because the box around was also charted to be in the white. I needed to get this blue in there more. I think the feet would have been in blue based on like how I was converting the colors, but I needed to get more of that blue in there. Plus I thought the feet prints were just gonna look absolutely perfect in white. So it looks so good. I just finished that this morning. So for the white, it's actually Forbidden Fiber Snowdrift. In person, it looks like the absolute softest blue is in there. So it's not just straight white, but a little bit of, it stitches up like white. For the trees and underneath, all that kind of stuff, I used Forbidden Fiber Quarantine. So just this really pretty greenish color. And then for that pop of blue, it's Color and Cotton Powder Blue. I love this color, and I knew it needed to be on there, so I thought that would be perfect to give a pop of color all the way around. So that is my Quirky Quakers. I have no scheduled set or, rhyme or reason to when I'm going to stitch those. Just kind of when the mood hits. There was one day, let's see, I think it was Wednesday. Yep. Wednesday, the penguin was a start and a finish. So I did that all in one day. And then last night, randomly, I decided to start the Yeti. I was almost done with it last night, but it was getting to be too late. So I put the stitching down for the evening and then finished it first thing this morning. So next project. I have definitely been on a full coverage kick lately. I think the fact that I bought a tablet to be able to use Pattern Keeper has kind of renewed my love of full coverage. And so I showed this in purchases a couple weeks ago, and I finally got the material and I got it to start it. So this is Dragonfly Clock. The artwork is by Marine Loop, I think it is, charted by Pain-Free Crafts. Oh my gosh. This is just going to be absolutely stunning. I love it. I think this was a whole 270 some stitches. It's going to be pretty decent sized. This is all rolled up here. Not going to be anywhere near as big as my eagles that I stitched from Heaven and Earth. But definitely bigger than a mini Heaven and Earth design. So this is stitched on a piece of 16 count white Aida, 2 strands, full cross. Floss coming through. Still have floss on the needle that I'm about to drop. So. Needle minder, new haul. Gina's Unique Boutique. I guess it's Gina's Unique Needle Minders on Etsy. So I just started upper left corner. That is 2 different shades of floss. So this is one evening's worth of stitching. The material came in whatever day that was that I started it. Monday maybe. And I got it started that night. And haven't picked it back up yet, but definitely will be getting more stitched on that. And it's currently on an 11-inch Q-snap. Seems to be my favorite size Q-snap lately. Another whip to share is Lindy Stitch's Beautiful Things. Oh my darling, it's true. Beautiful things have dents and scratches too. So I got the "Oh my darling, it's true" done, and then I started below the words below it, and it's still on my Q-snap. So you can pretty much see "Oh my darling, it's true," and then I started on the word beautiful, so didn't quite finish that, but beautiful colors. I am using called for threads. I believe Classic Colorworks. I've completed one whole skein of River Rocks, and that is just, I love the variegation that's coming through on that. So this is stitched on a piece of 16 count Bestitch Me. I don't remember the color name though. It's beautiful. I love how it kind of looks stone washed or something. I don't know. I love the variegation of the material. I know it's Bestitch Me, but I don't remember the name of the color. It's beautiful though, and I love it, and can't wait to get more on it. And we're gonna show the next one on my iPad. This is a favorite of somebody I know that watches. Look up. This is Mini Dark Goddess, artwork by Carol Cavallaris, charted by Heaven and Earth. I love these colors. I got a page finish. So after last week's video, I decided to pick this up and give it some focus, which was funny because I noticed on Time Hop the next day, I had finished the page prior. So it took me a year to do a page. I'm focusing on so many other projects though that this hasn't seen as much love as it should. So there we go. That is 3 complete pages done, and I'm working into page 4. So not really looking like a whole lot. I mean, it's definitely looking like a lot of purples, that huge patch of white. But yeah. So because of Pattern Keeper, I don't stick in, you know, the 10 by 10 blocks or anything like that. I know a lot of people do. I don't grid. I'm basically following symbols. So because Pattern Keeper will highlight a symbol for me, I just follow the symbol as far as I go, you know, can go. I try not to jump too far away, so that, you know, counting mistakes and all of that kind of stuff, but I definitely tend to follow the symbols, and I'll show you on the next piece. Pattern Keeper is most definitely worth it because of the confetti, and I'll show you why here on the next piece. But yeah, so that is getting into page 4. Again, 16 count, white Aida, 2 strands, full cross. That's how I do all of my full coverage. Alrighty, moving on. Mini Midnight Messenger, artwork is by Ann Stokes, charted by Heaven and Earth. And I am plugging away on page 2. And I realized that on this page, I am actually going to be getting into her head, and I've already started her hand. So, and this is the area that I was talking about with the confetti. Here it is. It's on the Q-snap behind there, but oh my gosh. I can't get over the depth of detail in this, because when you're, you know, stitching right in front of you, you don't really catch all of that, the depth of everything. So when I hold it up into the camera, it's already looking like you can see back into the woods. And it amazes me. And this is on a mini, and you're still just getting that detail. So it's just amazing. So like I said, I started on her hand. From far away, it's definitely looking like the detail is coming in. But again, when you're looking right on top of it, it's just 20 different shades of flosses. But I'm telling you, this is where that confetti and Pattern Keeper really comes in handy, because when I was using paper pattern, stitches, hey, sorry, she's playing with a cord again, and I know that time it shook the camera. So when I was using paper pattern, you know, and coloring off the chart, you know, for the charting, or even just using my iPad where I couldn't search individual symbols, I would have to be sitting there hunting and pecking to make sure I didn't miss anything, put the floss away just to find that I did. And so Pattern Keeper is, I've heard so many other people say it's a game changer, and it really is, because I was able to, you know, select a color and catch all of them within that area, rather in, you know, it's a lot of onesies, twosies and whatnot. And so just to be able to get all of those colors without having to sit and hunt and peck, I love it. And I really probably shouldn't have waited to get a different tablet for so long, but I was holding out hoping that an iPad version would come out, and it just doesn't seem to be happening. So getting a different tablet was worth absolutely every last penny. So yes, that is my mini Midnight Messenger. And I love it. Oh, so good. And my next piece, this has been a focus piece a little bit this week, besides working on the Quakers and the full coverage New Start. But we've got Silver Creek samplings samplers, Silver Creek samplers in Moonshine, or the pattern is Moonshine. And I finally got to working on this moon. I love it. I was realizing that's gonna be a lot of white. I should have started like a strand of white, a strand of gray, a strand of white, a strand of gray a lot sooner, because that's gonna come down to a lot of white. But oh my goodness, I'm loving this piece. And this is definitely going to get framed by Michaels. Either, you know, actually picking out custom frame, or I may do the whole find a frame and have them do the whole pinning and mounting it all for me like I did on a Christmas piece. That was such a time saver. But here we go. So when I picked this up, let's see, Sunday, and then again I've just worked on it throughout the week, I had started in the gray. So there's 2 different shades of gray there, and then started there was some white already previously, but I really just followed one symbol of gray all the way around and got it, that face coming in. And then I took a second shade of gray and got those symbols done. And then, yeah, I think that was kind of when I decided to start going back and forth with, here's a gray, here's some white, do some gray, here's some white, because those stitches right up there in that corner, that's all white. Just DMC Blanc. So it's going to be a lot of white, but oh my gosh, is it going to be worth it? Because I love this piece. I love it so much. So, for the saying, the moon said to me, do not wait to be whole to let your light shine from the depths of your soul. I adore this piece. Funny thing is my sister shared something on Facebook with a saying quite similar to this. Same concept, just maybe a little different, varied on the words. I don't remember exactly how it was worded. So I had this whole color cover piece picture handy, so I commented, hey, I'm stitching that. So I love this piece. And I've already started putting in some of the white stitches this morning, so this may be continued to work on today. So in terms of plans, if I can plan anything, Quirky Quakers. It's the Quirky Quaker birthday Sal. So hashtag on Instagram, Quirky Quaker birthday SAL. I posted the Yeti this morning and I haven't looked at the hashtag in a bit to see what else got added on there, but those Quakers are so stinking adorable. I love them all. We've got some haul, y'all. This would be, let's see, we're in March now, so February. Had to stop and think about that. February of the month, fabric of the month from Bestitch Me. Yeah, it's that bold. It is that bold. Color name is Life's a Peach. It is a huge piece. I have absolutely, I mean, it's the same size piece that I get every other month, but it's the color that I have a huge piece of. Yeah, that's about as bright as, even it might actually be even brighter in person. It is a bold pink, and I have absolutely no clue what I'm going to stitch on it. I gotta find something good though, right? Because man, that is just a stunning color. Life's a Peach. Lindy Stitches Bird Crush Club. I joined it. Probably just gonna get it for a few months. I'm not planning on it being the full year. But she teased not too long ago that there's gonna be a hummingbird coming up at some point. Well, hummingbird is in March. So that is so cute. So this is the artwork. She works with a photographer for this club. So that's the artwork of the piece. And then that's what the design looks like. So cute. And so with the kit that you get one fancy floss, so it's a Threadworks, and obviously you can tell that that's going to be the belly of the bird. Broad-billed hummingbird is what it's called. So that is going to be a fun one to stitch up. And so with the packaging, you also get some stickers. I was holding him upside down. So this will be a good little journal ads. And then another piece of art, postcard with the artwork and a note from the photographer. So then you already saw the one needle minder. I jumped onto Gina's needle minders on her Etsy shop, and these shipped so fast. I was not in the market for a dragonfly piece or needle minder to add to my dragonfly piece, so you saw it. I got it added on there, and then I found this one on her site, one stitch at a time. And then I liked this one. It says nerdy, dirty, inked, and curvy. I'm quite a bookworm, and I have ink. You can definitely tell there's tattoos around her face and on her neck and that, so I like it. And then Gina included a bonus as a thank you. So a stack of books that's got her name, the shop name right down there. So very pretty. Those will definitely get added to the boards, I should say. I've got a couple of them and they are full. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, on a complete random whim, I decided to go to a shop. It is in the town Bay City, Michigan. It is called the Stitching Well. I've known it was there for a while, just for whatever reason hadn't been going and hadn't gone. And so on just a complete random whim last Saturday, I decided, hey, I want to go check out that shop. It was nice. It was very well organized. They had rooms for like samplers, baby, like, you know, your baby birth announcements and such. I didn't really go into either one of those. A big section of yarn for that craft. It was kind of disappointing though that they really didn't have anything current. They had a bucket, like a milk crate or whatever, on a counter that said new arrivals. The newest one in there that I picked up on, I didn't buy it, but the Fox from Cottage Garden Samplings, The Year in the Woods, one copy of it, a lot of Lizzie Kate's, but to say that that was new arrivals, the stuff in there was not new. So I went with intentions of, I wasn't gonna buy the fox. I was hoping to find either the raccoon or the jackrabbit and actually kit that up. They didn't have any in stock. So I still managed to spend a lot of money there for a shop that really didn't have a whole lot of current stuff. I just found other stuff. I've had this chart in my stash for a while. I've been on the hunt for the perfect blue, so I'm just showing the chart so I can show the blue. Luminous Fiber Arts Gathering Snow. Oh, Gathering Snowflakes. I've been hunting for the perfect blue that has this variegation because this is done in silks, and that skein of silk is like $8. I laugh about this over the fact that I don't want to spend $8 for one skein of silk, but I know I have spent more than $8 trying to find the perfect blue. Go figure. So I asked about, you know, what I could, what they would have that would be comparable to this. And the gal took me to the floss stuff, and I found what I decided to be the perfect. So it's another Threadworks. And it's got a little more purple than what the chart has, but that's okay. I like purple. And so I just, as soon as I spied it, I'm like, yep, sold. There you go. So it's Threadworks. I guess there's not a name to it, but 1026. Stitches. You gonna turn around and say hi? Come up here. Okay. So yeah, there's definitely some more purple to it, but it's gonna be a pretty color, and I fell in love with it as soon as I spied the color. She went behind me. So I got that. And then I just found this. I didn't buy this with intentions of that chart. It just yelled at me, take me home. A skein of Mediterranean Sea from Gentle Arts, and it's because it's just a stunning shades of blue. I've been on a blue kick lately. So I got that big piece of that the Quakers are stitched on, and then I was just going through there she goes. The material, again, they didn't even sell like any hand-dyed materials. It was just they really didn't have any company names to them, so I don't know if it was like, you know, just Zweiger or whatever, whatever the orange line is, I guess. I know people seem to pick up on, they know what that is. So just kind of a piece of random, it doesn't even have a color name on it. So I like doing smalls on pieces like this. Again, Quakers, you know, the quirky Quakers. And then this one was only $4, but again, another small. This is definitely more of a gray. The one I just had was more of a blue, but this one's a gray. And then I found this blush of a pink, I guess. This one actually does have a name on it, Lavender Mist. But again, small piece. I like being able to just add these kind of things to my stash. It's a little thicker than like hand-dyed flosses or fabrics. I don't know, kind of thicker, stiffer, I guess. It'll be good to have in my stash. And then they had buckets of, I guess these somewhat newer, I mean, they did have the winter Stony Creek magazines. So they had like a whole tub of back issues. Like I even noticed 2006 issue sitting there. So I got 3 of them. So this is the winter, no, I'm sorry, this is summer 2021. I've already gone through to pick out a couple of charts that I want to stitch at some point. Happy Halloween silhouettes. I'm not going to do a full flip through, but black cat, can never go wrong with that. And then I just thought this one was adorable. This one is called Love One Another. Look at that squirrel. So adorable. And then the autumn 2019. Oh, this one's actually got 4. Believe in the Magic. Well, I guess it's just called Believe, but it says Believe in the Magic. Adorable snowman. Another snowman. Bah humbug. The look on his face. Oh. I love Stony Creek. I haven't stitched enough of their stuff. This is a someday maybe, but it's Woodland Santa. Oops. I love the blue instead of a red coat. And then I thought these ones were real cool too. Red work ornaments. So Meowie Christmas, Jingle All the Way, Believe in the Magic. So I believe those were used with Threadworks flosses as well. And so just the variegation of those reds are so pretty. And then we've got Frosty's Peeps. I'm on a bird kick. It is all about the birds. And this one is the whole reason why I bought this magazine for sure. It says, who needs a therapist? I have my dog, or obviously the cat version. So I have my cat. And then it comes with an alphabet to be able to personalize your animal's name. It looks like it's got a couple little charms that you can get for it and add. I don't have the charms. But yes, there is a full alphabet to be able to personalize the names. Alrighty. I think that's enough. Certainly didn't plan on necessarily having all of that haul, but you know, when you go into an actual LNS, you get to looking around. I don't know. Fun times. I do definitely, next time when the money allows, I want to take a drive down to Fenton, Michigan to Stitches and Things. I love that store. I love the owner. It's a smaller store, but man, does she pack the stuff in there. So it's always good times going in there. So I think that's about it. This weekend we've got Nashville Needlework Market going on, so I'm sure all of your local and online needlework shops are shopping up a storm right now. I've enjoyed seeing all of the pictures online because like Michelle Bendy Stitchy's there, Abby Topknot, I just know a few people that I'm following are there this weekend, and so it's been so fun to be able to see their pictures and live vicariously through them, seeing as how it's a wholesale show, and there wouldn't be a reason for me to go. So, yeah, I think that's it for this week. Next couple weeks, I guess, maybe. So I hope everyone is doing well. Keep stitching, and see you again next time. Take care, everybody.